Because you're talking about being smart and where you're investing your time. So what does your routine look like, let's say on a daily basis or a weekly basis, where you're generating some new leads, but also managing those leads through your CRM or prioritizing these leads? What does your routine look like?
That's a great question. And honestly, that's always evolving. I mean, there have been times, let's face it. I mean, there's any number of things and fires that can pop up and any number of things that can pull you away from your process. It's paramount that you have a process, and it's also paramount that you're able to pivot on that process and evolve. So on a daily basis, I'm up and I'm out loading and we talked about this in our last conversation about social selling, loading what that social media is going to look like for the day. There's a lot of tools that are out there where you can load your messages and your tweets and your posts for the entire day. So that sets up one well of potential leads. But I think one thing that is very important that really needs to guide your day is look at those leads, look at your pipeline or whatever it is, and however you track that, and think about how can I impact each one of these deals today. Can I impact them? Is there anything that I can do to impact them today? And then make those steps, whether it's, I need to reach out to this stakeholder at this company and just see where we are in the process. And again, too, part of that process is really fine-tuning the wording and the verbiage that you're using, because, you can read a lot of different articles about people that just say, well, it's the old tried and true, oh, I'm just following up or I'm just checking in. I like to say, hey, I just want to make sure I'm operating on your timetable. You indicated when we talked last that this was a need, and I want to make sure I'm operating on your timetable. How can I add value? What conversation do we need to be having right now? Or just pick up the phone. I think that's one lost art in today's selling world. We are becoming so virtual and so mobile that we're doing a lot of these, we're doing a lot of emails and we're doing a lot of messaging, but we're not just picking up the phone and going straight to the source. So, I think really the overarching strategy that I try to employ on a daily basis is what can I do to impact every single one of these deals today, but also make sure that you are making time and actually, you know what, too? Throw time on your own calendar to do the things that you need to do, like prospecting. It's easy to get caught up in all this other stuff that's going on, but if it's pulling you out of your process isn't going to work because you don't have time to work it. So be sure that you're still setting aside time to plant seeds, because if you're not going to have new pipeline. So be sure you set aside that time to prospect. Be sure you set aside that time to follow up on some of these items. But again, I think my overarching strategy is I look at my stuff every day, and my number one priority is how can I move all of these deals closer to the goal line today? And I think if you employ that strategy, they will get closer. Because remember, it's all about process and it's all about people. You're focusing on these people and figuring out ways that you can interact better and formulate better relationships. But at the same time, you're really staying true to a process that will get these deals closer to completion.